Hey, beloved, how you doing today? We see you coming. We glad that you joined us, and we hope that you have had a beautiful day, and that as you get ready to start your weekend, that you will uh, make time for family and friends and be safe if you're traveling. I know that this COVID is very serious and very real, and I know that a lot of you are getting cabin fever. A lot of people are getting cabin fever. Hello, how y'all doing? Good. Hello, Sister Williamson. Hey, Sister Jakes. Thank you for joining us. Um, and we know that it is difficult to stay home and to sit home and to do nothing and, wanting to go places and stuff like that. But it's it's probably more expedient and prudent to stay in. Hey, good evening, Sister Good. Thank you. Thank you again, Sister Williamson and Sister Jakes. Hey, Love Faith. How you doing, cuz? Hope all is well with you. So thank you for joining me for our first Thoughtful Thursday. And this is going to kind of be real casual and real laid back. I'm just going to take 60 minutes, probably for me to vent, probably for you to vent, and just talk about some of the hottest topics and some of the hottest things that are going on and things that made me go, during the course of the week. Remember that show, Things That Make You Go, Hey, Sister Lathan. Hey, Sister Jenkins Scott. Good evening. And so I just want to talk about things that make you go, and things that I've been thinking about and that that are on my mind. And so I just want you to kind of see into um, um, my mind and the way my mind works and how I see stuff through this third eye, if you would, and how I see beneath or into things. I don't think that makes me special or anything like that. I just think that I just come with a different perspective. That's all. Hey, Sister Maxwell. Good evening to you too. Yeah, stay home. So today I want to try to talk about three things. I don't know how much we going to get in, and how far I'm going to get, but I want to talk about politics, protests, and pandemics, and just sort of give my view, my perspective on all three, because I think they are very serious, but I think they're very funny. I think there's some very funny people, and I think there are some very funny things going on. Hey, Sister Ralph, thank you too again, Sister Ralph, for your gift and your seed offering on yesterday. I believe it was day before yesterday. Thank you. I forgot to mention you. And so starting with politics, I saw another post today that sort of bothered me. It talked about Ice Cube and Charlemagne the God joining with P. Diddy, or P. Diddy joining with them in this movement that they have against Joe Biden. Now, I've been watching politics since I was 10, and I remember in 1977 when Joe Biden first came into the Senate, along with Jimmy Carter. He came in on that wave, and then in the midterms, Carter got voted out and Reagan got voted in and stuff like that. And I'm not saying Joe Biden's record is squeaky clean. I'm not saying that by any means. And he has said some things and even passed some laws that have been rough on the African American community. But if you look at the African American community and what was going on back then, I'm not saying he was justified. What I am saying, though, is he was on the same bandwagon as everybody else, even some of our African American politicians and some of our African American leaders, and the bandwagon they were on when it came to Black people and rap music and you know, Democratic Congress, Black and white, voted for, you know, the drug wars. That was a war on African American community. So they have their record. So don't get me wrong. So I'm not saying Joe Biden is the squeaky clean guy. I'm not. But what I am saying is, first, he is a whole lot better than Trump. I don't care what he said and what he did in the past. He's better than Trump. So I'm still going to support him, and I'm asking others to support him. I wish my boy from New York, Cuomo, could run for governor president, because that boy looking real presidential these days. Hey, good evening, Sister Brooks and Sister Goodwine Glover. And so he's looking real presidential. But here's what I want to really talk about these three rappers. Their rap music and the lifestyle that they promoted and tried to get your kids to live up to, that sent our kids to jail, to the morgue, to the hospital, and stuff like that. And it sent their kids to college. So I would be real reluctant to take political advice. Their word ain't solid with me. You know, they doing some stuff now. And then the other thing is, you think about this. Most of these rappers are actors. Most of them, if you look it up, they went to school of performing arts. They're artists. So they have their political agendas too. I mean, because if you're not going to vote for Biden, who you voting for? Trump? I mean, where were they? Like I'm always leery of people, celebrities, Black and white, also African American, who are against the candidate that most African Americans are for, but yet they're not for the other candidate. Like, who are you for? What's your political agenda? And especially since you promoted a culture that put us in a position where they had to pass those laws. Yes, I get the whole thing about the CIA bringing in guns and drugs, and you know, I've listened to the history and read everything about the Black Panther and the SNCC movement and the civil rights. I'm very well versed in all of that. But they passed those laws and was tough on Black people for those laws because of your music. Oh, okay. Because you made the song F the Police. And then young Black kids started running around saying F the police. So then the police beat people in the head. So please, sir, please don't tell me who you ain't voting for and who you feel ain't a good candidate for us. Because the truth of the matter is, some of this that's happening to us is your fault too. You had a hand in this. Because while they were making laws with your music, weak-minded kids, you were shaping the culture. You weren't rapping about go to school and get good grades. You was rapping about B's and hoes and getting your DS and doing this and that and the other thing and being a gangster, this, that, and the other thing. And kids went out there and do that. So then the politicians got to make laws to combat that. So slow down, fellas. Charlemagne the God, Ice Cube, P. Diddy, and anybody else who's not on a Joe Biden bandwagon, slow down for a minute, because you have some culpability in this too. I'm supporting Biden all the way. Those guys supporting Trump because they are amongst the wealthy class that are getting the big tax breaks and benefits. Exactly. You got some your kids went to college. Friends of mine, kids went to jail and to the graveyard off of your music. And you wasn't what you was telling our kids you was. Your father was an actor. Diddy, your daddy was a big time drug dealer. You took ballet lessons. You went to school for arts and entertainment. Stop. Now, until one of y'all come on and say, hey, listen, I apologize for my music. I apologize for, all the families who lost, who got kids shot, dead, and killed, and went to jail during the drug wars. And I was promoting that. Here, let me give y'all some money until you shut up about who telling us who and who not to vote for. Because to me, you are playing. See, politics don't happen just in Washington, D.C. Everything is political. Because watch this. I'll give you a perfect example. The best basketball player in the Stephon Marbury household was not Stephon Marbury. In fact, of all of his brothers, he was the youngest. He was the worst basketball player for as good as he is. But it was politics. Older brother played basketball in the park for money, had a drug problem, took money from drug dealers, but because of Stephon's family dynamic, the older brothers had to watch out for the younger brothers and couldn't stay in school. The only reason Stephon made it is because the older brother sacrificed to take care of him and protect him from the. Remember, Stephon Marbury got, hey, Sister Brown. And so it's politics. It's give and take. So I'm saying, using that as an example, and I love Stephon Marbury, my boy from Brooklyn, Coney Island. Big ups to Stephon. But what I'm trying to say is, trust me, there's some rappers you will never ever hear of and who will never ever make it, who spit bars far better than all 3, 4, 10 of them together. But you know what? He doesn't play the game of politics. He didn't have a rich father who was already a made actor who was on a sitcom with Richard Pryor. He didn't have connections with an A&R, or he didn't go to a high school that the artists had connections with the producers and music moguls. So you gentlemen, please, you've done enough. You've done enough. If you don't support Joe Biden, then when you get to the booth, just go and vote. Because your words, your music, the lifestyle you promoted has done enough. I mean, one year, Ice Cube had the #1 gangster rap, the #1 violent movie, the #1 ABC children's movie, Disney children's movie, and something else out all in 1 year. Politics. Ice-T going from F the police to playing a police officer. Come on, man, this is politics. These guys are politicians and entertainers. Stop it. Now, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them are. Hey, Sister Butler, Jones, Brown, how y'all doing? So let's be careful. Is it the lesser of two evils? Probably, and it might not be that much less. Somebody asked me, what would I compare it to? I will compare it to onions and scallions. They're in the same family. You get the same flavor and all of that stuff. The difference is you don't cry as much when you cut up scallions as you do when you cut up onions. It's like scallions and onions. If you put scallions and onions in the pan chopped up, nobody will really be able to tell the difference except a real sophisticated palate. Only difference is you cry less, or there's no crying when you're cutting up scallions like it is with onions. That's probably the only difference. Now, I'm not saying things going to get better. What I'm saying is there will be fewer tears. But see, they don't care about your tears. How do I know they don't care about your tears? Did anybody send a check to somebody mama who got gunned down on the street? Did Ice Cube ever send checks to people mama who got gunned down on the streets? Did P. Diddy ever send a check to people mama who got gunned down on the streets of Brooklyn and Harlem? Did he even send commissary to Shine, who took the gun charge for him? Did Charlemagne the God, who was created in the studio, exactly, who play the records and who promote unnecessary drama, who just playing a clip and a soundbite, who goaded and baited, like, tell me what, you made millions off of our blood, sweat, and tears, just like the politicians did. You just now may have started giving back. Okay, you paid for a few people funerals and this and that who got murdered and killed by the police, but your music made the police think that all Black people think this way. So y'all chill out, man. Y'all entertainers and rappers and this and that, we just keep doing that. Keep entertaining us. Y'all don't give us no political advice, because for a long time you've been a part of the problem. I'm saying that. This isn't a politician saying that. Just go ahead and vote for whoever you're going to vote for, because you said and you've given us enough advice, and your advice has landed our kids in jail, in a graveyard, empty seat at the dinner table, left children fatherless, mothers in tears, long-term prison sentences. And now you want to, you chill out. You chill out. Or just say who you are going to vote for. Stop us who not to vote for, because it's all politics and it's all political. Like you said, cuz it's all about those guys are wealthy and those tax breaks help them. At least do like some of the other rappers are doing and just don't say nothing. Like, yo, I'm just not even gonna say nothing. Because the truth of the matter is, you have been just as detrimental. Gangster rap and all that stuff, the promotion of that lifestyle, has been just as detrimental to our children and our communities, has broken up just as many homes, has caused just as many young girls and young boys heartache and heart pain, the pipe dream you were singing about. Because if you really did that, that stuff is called a confession. That's not artist licensing. Come on, man, please. I'm stupid now? It's works of fiction. So our political and our politics happens more. Politics happen in your own household. What's for dinner comes down to a vote. Where we going to eat dinner at? That comes down to a vote. Whether you date this guy or that guy, or this woman or that woman, comes down to a vote of your homegirls. Which in-law house y'all going to for dinner, for Thanksgiving, Christmas, comes to a vote. It's political. Okay, we go here this Christmas, we go there next Thanksgiving. Okay, we go to your parents for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I get to buy the new set of tires for the truck. Come on, it's political. And no, the exchange is never ever really even. There's some unholy compromises, but that's politics. So we need to vote in our better interests. Nobody's going to give us our best interests. Nobody's going to give us, and nobody's going to get everything they want. And nobody running is going to have a squeaky clean, spotless record. Nobody. So let's stop looking for the perfect candidate and get a decent person in there. Somebody who can put together, hell, I wouldn't even care if it was a Republican. Hell, I'd take Mitt Romney right now. Where is John McCain? They should have buried him in the dirt they buried Jesus in so he can come back to life. Because I'm telling you, man, it's just this dude is like, oh my God, like the worst person in the world. So I would even vote for a Republican if they had a decent one running. One who could read, write, and count. At least the politicians in the old days used to do it behind closed doors. They think it, but they wouldn't say it. They were indecent, but they wasn't disrespectful. This dude is disrespectful to everybody. His brother was in the hospital sick, and he was going to sue his brother. He wanted to sue the niece, but he looked at how despicable it would look if he sued the niece. So he asked his brother, hey, I'm going to sue your daughter, but I want to name you on a lawsuit. I know you're in the hospital in the ICU. I forget what he was in the hospital for, but he was very sick. Like, that dude don't even care about his own family. You think he care about you? Now, one thing I got to say about him, he does have that one model. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. He does everything he do, as stupid as he is, he dang on sure try to make some dollars. For him, not for nobody else. So let's be careful who we choose and who we listen to and who we take advice from on politics. Because Charlemagne the God been out for a while. I've never seen him so involved and concerned with politics. Up until Hillary Clinton was running against Donald Trump. He set her up with a question too. So, you know, and now I'm going to transition. If you don't participate in politics, but you protest, you can go ahead. I mean, you can go ahead and disconnect from that. How you going to protest, but you don't participate in the politics? You marched, but you voted. Here in the state of South Carolina, I think less than 40% of the population came out and voted. But in Charleston, Columbia, all over the state, millions of people went out and marched. More people was out marching than went and voted. That makes no sense to me. I can live with you voting and not marching, but you marching and not voting? That seems, how do you expect change going to come? Because listen, let me tell you something about protests. I'm not going to say that. Let me say this. Protests are effective. Certain types of protests are effective. Certain types of protests are not even violent protests. Scare America and we'll get you what you want. Will get us not what we want, but what we most need. The definition, if I'm not mistaken, hey, Sister Gamble and Sister, hey, Stephanie, baby, how you doing? Protests are designed to have a definitive outcome. The Boston Tea Party was a protest. And all of the things that they did in between the Boston Tea Party and the Revolutionary War was leading up to the Revolutionary War. And everything they did was to weaken the manpower and the resources of the British Army. That's effective protest. When everything you do weakens your adversary economically and militaristically. Remember, America was very young. British soldiers, and Britain had way more soldiers than America even had citizens. But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting a different result. Did we march in the 50s and 60s? And they were killing black people and we didn't have rights. You marched in the 70s and 80s, they were killing black people and you didn't get rights. You marched in the 80s and 90s. You marched in the 90s and the 2000s. You marched in, okay. If somebody could tell me definitively what we got that helped all of us, because the desegregating of schools hurt us. It led to white flight. Separate but equal would have been a better outcome. So we can sit to the front of the bus and we the bus driver now. I mean, so what did all of us collectively get? That we ain't got to keep fighting to make sure that they give it to us. So the way we are going about protesting is insanity. And then there are protest methods that are silent, that are quiet, that they'll look around and be like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. Economic and departure. The first recorded protest movement was led by a man who stuttered. Didn't speak very good, didn't speak very clearly. But he weakened economically the nation, and while economically weakening the nation, things were done that militaristically weakened the nation. That man's name was Moses. And, oh, you didn't know the Exodus was a protest against the way the children of Israel were being treated inside of Egypt. Oh, you didn't know that. It wasn't taught to you that it was a protest movement. Yeah, it was a protest movement. And when Israel was at its strength with still a less of a population, they left with more people than they came with because they grew the population over that 400-year period. They educated the population. And so by the time Moses comes along and leads his protest movement, Pharaoh, let my people go. Okay, you're not gonna let my people go? Okay. Watch what start happening to your crops. Watch when all of these things start happening that is going to weaken you economically. And then watch when your people start dropping dead and people start fleeing. And then when it's all said and done, 6 million of us going to leave in one day. If 6 million Black people got up Monday morning and said, I'm leaving America, if 6 million people called travel agencies and said, I want a one-way ticket back to Africa, the US Army would be at the pier and the airport to stop you. Because no nation, no country, no state could withstand an economic departure of that magnitude. That is why they do not teach you anything about Marcus Garvey and his Back to Africa movement. They say go back to Africa, but that ain't what they mean and that ain't what they want. If 6 million people said, okay, we out. We leaving tomorrow. We leaving Monday. 2:30, our plane leave. The government would ban all travel. They can't have 6 million people leave. You can't have 6 million adults leave and take their kids with them. Who going to clean the schoolhouses? Who going to clean hotels? Who going to be the baggage handlers at the airport? Who going to drive the cabs and the buses? Hell, who going to fly the plane? Because the pilot is now a passenger. Who going to serve dinner and drinks? Who going to do that? Who going to put cars together on the assembly line? Who you going to choke and kill and shoot down? How you going to populate your prisons? Because 6 million adults and their children said, yo, we out. Okay, y'all said go back to Africa, we out. We leaving Monday, 1:30. We meeting Dr. Wade at the airport. If 6 million people bought one-way tickets to any place, if 6 million people bought tickets, one-way tickets to any place, the government would shut down travel. The FBI, CIA would shut it down. Can't nobody go nowhere. Because no nation can stand that. As well as no nation, with the exception of possibly Africa, has the resources as quiet as it's kept and the landmass as quiet as it's kept to receive 6 million adults. Who gonna be your engineers? Who gonna be your doctors? Who gonna be your lawyers? Who gonna be your pages? Who gonna be your entertainers? Who gonna be your musicians? Whose music you gonna listen to? Because now all of those services we do here, we will do over there, and then they would have to pay an import tax. Why do you think it's a ban on how many people can come in and out of a country every day? what do you think immigration is about? There's a certain amount of people that can come in and out of different countries, to different countries each and every day. Did you not know that? There's a limit. We'll take 20,000 from this country because it's called population control, so we can know how many people there are. We know how many, they know how many Germans, how many German Jews, how many Israelis, how many Palestinians. They know exactly how many are on the continent at any given moment. If you got nothing from Men in Black, remember, that's what the purpose of them coming, people bring through people from Ellis Island, so we can keep a track. All right, shut it down. No more ships from Ireland. Shut it down. No more ships from Spain. All right, such and such. You made your quota. From Turkey, from Germany. What do you think that's all about? So if 6 million African Americans called the airlines and said, I want a one-way ticket to Nigeria, to Kenya, hell, to Jamaica, to the Bahamas, they shut it down. 6 million of y'all can't leave at one time. Why do you think you have to have a passport? So they'll know how many are out the country, how many are in the country. That's protest. We out of here. You don't protest and stay. You protest and go. Martin Luther, those of us who are part of the Catholic Church, we're Protestants. He protested what the church was doing. He didn't stay a part of the Catholic Church. He left the Catholic Church. You don't protest and stay. You protest and go. And you take everything with you. Who gonna be your school teachers? Who gonna be your engineers? Who gonna be your listen, watch this. So Charles Drew, the father of plasma and heart surgery. I forget your boy. Your boy Mos Def played him. The man who made the movie. They made the movie about him. Something the Lord made. Imagine if in the Marcus Garvey movement back to Africa, their parents and great grandparents, and even, yes, stupid as he is, Ben Carson, parents and grandparents would have been a part of that movement and went back to Africa. They shut that down, man. Y'all ain't going nowhere. You kidding me? He wasn't even 6 million with him. Nope. Y'all can't leave. You can't leave. Who gonna be your nurses? Who gonna be your CNA? Call me when the protest to go start. Call me and let me know what day to call an airline company to get my plane ticket so 6 million of us can go. Don't call, because I went to the Million Man March. I'll never go to another one, because what do we get from it? And I like Louis Farrakhan. Call me when it's the 6 million man departure. Let 6 million black men say, all right, we out of here. Call me. What airport we leaving from? What day we leaving? So I can call the airline company and get my ticket. Let me know. I'm ready. I'll go. That's a protest. That stuff they doing now, they just, and then what the stuff that they are getting ain't what we need. You think I care about a statue being torn down? Leave those statues up. I'll tell you why you leave the statues up. Let's say I'm walking through downtown Charleston one day. I see the statue of John C. Calhoun. I look at the people who gotta have a picture in front of John C. Calhoun. Okay, those are the racists. Because they gathered at the picture of John C. Calhoun. Let them leave their flags up. So when I'm driving by, okay, I'm in Klan territory because you see those rebel flags right there. You think taking down flags and statues, that don't stop nobody from getting shot and killed? Like the young lady, wonderful young lady. Okay. She don't want to wear the school name. The school is Robert E. Lee. She runs track for Robert E. Lee High School in some state, Virginia somewhere. She no longer wants to do that and wear their name. Robert E. Lee. Okay. No problem. Baby girl, I have friends who went to Martin Luther King Jr. High School and they were shootouts at the school, and the school was drug infested, and teachers called them more niggas and SOBs and worthless. I'd rather go to Robert E. Lee High School and be safe. Okay, I don't give a crap it got the name of the slave master on here, general. I'm leaving here with a 4.0 because ain't nobody shooting, ain't nobody killing, ain't nobody in the hallway smoking drugs. The stuff we asking for now with this protest, that crap that don't stop black people from getting killed and shot. You know what'll stop black people from getting shot and killed? If 6 million adults get plane tickets, I'll tell you a good day to leave. Let's leave 4th of July. If 6 million people got plane tickets on the 4th of July, I bet you Mitch McConnell will go and slap the hell out of Donald Trump. Boy, shut up. Stop. 6 million people about to leave. We can't, Come on, you got to go. Forget the election. You got to get the hell on. Because you're really about to mess up. 6 million people about to leave. Do you know what that'll do to our taxes? Do you know what that'll do to our economy, nationally and locally? No. Bro, come on, let's go. William Barr, somebody lock this fool up. Because Mitch McConnell know. Mitch McConnell know what will happen if 6 million people leave. Jim Jordan, Lindsey Graham, they know what the hell will happen to the United States economy if 6 million people leave. If 6 million well-educated, well-rounded, great employers and great employees, business-minded, thinking people left. In one day. And then on the other hand, from all of the other nations, nobody came. You know what that would do to the economy? That's a protest. Call me when they organize that protest. I don't have to lead it. Just listen, I keep a bag packed. I got a duffel bag ready. They'd rather kill you than to see you go. They'd rather jail you than to see you go. Trust me on that. Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Jim Jordan, all they know we cannot have 6 million Negroes leave here. Six, how many? Listen, 600 people, damn near less than 600, 6,000 people start riding the bus. Montgomery boycott and damn near shut the state down. 6 million people leaving? Nah. And taking their money with them? Taking their resources with them? And then we can't confiscate their land, so those who still own land and property and would rent it out to white folk, how would we look if we took their property? Then we can't boast about being this great democracy. Let me tell you, my brother and my sister, they don't want you to go. They want you to stay here. They fine with you protesting, taking out. So what I care about a statue of John C. Calhoun or a high school named Robert E. Lee? So what? They was killing black people before Robert E. Lee had a high school. And there's never another John C. Calhoun or Robert E. Lee statue or trophy. Guess what? They still going to kill black people. That ain't what this protest should be about. Protest. I got your protest right here. What are you protesting? It's redundancy. It's redundant insanity is what it is. Hey, Sister Bright and Sister Moultrie. Hey, my chief of staff, how you doing? That's exactly what it is. Protest. Okay. Ooh. The first protest, the first recorded protest, is found in the Bible. The dude's name is Moses. That's a protest. Here's what we want. We want to go. You treating us bad. You shooting us and killing us in the streets. You beating us up. You won't pay us a fair wage. We don't want nothing. We don't want you to give us nothing. We don't even want equal rights here. We don't want no seat on no council. We don't want to be a part of no parties, Democrat, Republican. All we want to do is go. Let us leave. What? Pharaoh's like, nigga, are you crazy? You can go. No. I'm taking my, no. No. Can't let 6 million of y'all leave. Can't do that. I'm dependent upon y'all for too much. Y'all a wheel in the middle of a wheel. 6 million people go. Trillions of dollars go. 6 million people go. People who put their family in nursing homes, now you got to go change their diaper. 6 million people go. Who gonna drive the bus? Who gonna teach your kids? Who gonna be your engineers? Who gonna drive trucks? Who you gonna shoot and kill in the streets? Because trust me, when those 6 million go and set up shop, everybody else gonna be like, yo, I'm out. Okay, cool. That's what led to Egypt's downfall. 6 million people left. And Egypt was never, ever the same. They left with more people than they came in with. And all of them wasn't Hebrews. But they was like, yo, you know what? We out of here too. You think if 6 million African Americans said we leaving, there wouldn't be some other people say, you know what? The hell with this. We gonna go to? When y'all leave, we gonna go to? That's a protest. That what they doing right now? That ain't a protest. Niggas are just tired of being inside. Need to let off some steam. That's all that was. It'll be to no effect. How do I know it's going to be to no effect? Here's how. You are marching. Hey, Brad. You're marching about complaining that police are shooting black people. And police are shooting black people while you're marching. You marching to tell the police, to tell the government, to tell the police, stop shooting black people. Yeah. And the police are shooting black people. That's how effective your march is. That while you are marching to protest black people getting choked and shot and killed, the police are shooting, choking, and killing black people, and they're shooting and choking and killing black people on camera at the protests. That's how effective your protest is. That's what they think about your protest. That they didn't even stop and wait till the protest was over to go back to shooting, choking, and killing black people. While you were protesting and had them on camera, not just your camera phone, the TV camera crew people were filming them. They know they were filming them, and they still shot, choked, and killed black people. That's what they think of your, that's how effective, sir, ma'am, your protest is. That's what they think of your protest. Now, I love America. I am an American. I hate to see all the stuff that's going on. But the way we going about getting it to change, it ain't going to change. We either have to do something different, be silent saboteurs, or let's leave. But don't call me to march. And especially as I transition in the midst of a pandemic. God was trying to tell you something. Listen, stuff going to happen, so I need you to come up with a different way to go and get what you want. So you're on isolation. So this means, right, what we do, we run out to the street and God is saying, God is like this. So that they can meet in small groups of no more than 10, and then and fools went out into the and got shot and killed. God is sitting in heaven scratching his head. I put them in a position where they ain't even got to go to work. They can, the best minds can get together in secret. They ain't got to go to work, and they can talk and discuss. And then I can, when they all on one accord, my spirit can come down and reveal to them, here's how you do your move so that you can get what all people of color need. But they listen to this dude tell them, come on, let's go out in the street. And now God scratching his head like this. Gabriel, you see these niggas? God, like you see Michael. Somebody tell me what's going on. First time ever, God ain't know what the hell is going on. God is saying what is going on. First time ever in the history of the world, God don't know what's going on. What is the God like? Can somebody tell me what these niggas is doing? How long they been doing that? Well, what? God is like, what is these niggas doing? In the midst of a global pandemic that's designed to kill you, so they give you a free pass to stay home, you go out in the street. So if the pandemic don't kill you, the police do. Your pandemic was your free pass. for our best minds and our best people to get together, look at how we've done stuff, what has happened, what has been the end result, and through process of elimination, say, okay, let's not try that. Okay, let's not try that. Okay, let's not try that. Okay, here, let's try this. Let's try this economic withdrawal. Okay. Now, so economic withdrawal. Okay. Let's pool our resources. Let's get all of the black rappers and entertainers and those wide open spaces in Nebraska, Oklahoma, wherever, where it's just nothing but millions and millions of acres. Let's buy that up and set up our own towns and villages, cities and states. That ain't what they did. Or let's figure out a plan where we leave. Right. Notice what I said. I didn't say economic boycott, because boycotts last but so long. I'm glad you caught that, Sister Hodges. Economic withdrawal. All of our money we put into the economy, let's take it out of this economy. Let's take it out of this economy. That means us and our resources go someplace else. And you set up cities, towns, in those big wide open states. That's what the Tulsa raids was about. When they dropped bombs in Tulsa, that town, all of the people in that town, they had withdrew all of their economics from the rest of Tulsa. They were like, what the hell? You mean we ain't getting nobody out of the citizens from Greenwood? Oh, hell no. We can't survive like that. You mean all we getting is whatever little bit of money from federal or state income tax, but the state might be getting their income tax and the federal government might be getting some income tax, but we ain't getting none of their money? Oh, hell no. We can't have that. Know your history, man. Know why they do this stuff. We can't have that. We need black people to participate in this economy. We needed them to come to work for us. We pay them, and then we overcharge them to sell them back the stuff that they need. You mean we ain't getting no rent money from them? We ain't getting movie theater money from them. We ain't getting gas money from them. We ain't getting money for clothes and shoes. We ain't getting no money from them? No, we can't have that. There's this book. I know. Hold on one second. I'll take a picture. You have to get this book. It's called Black Towns and Profit, Promotion and Development in the Trans-Appalachian West, 1877 to 1915 by Kenneth Marvin Hamilton. You have to get this book. And it talks about Langston City, Oklahoma, Boyle, Oklahoma, Allensworth, California, Nicodemus, Kansas, Mount Bayou, Mississippi. All of those major black towns. White folk weren't getting no money from. We have to withdraw economically. Not be dependent on them for income and not share with them any of our income. That's how you get what you want. That's how you get what everybody needs. You in prison in California, no problem. When you get out of prison in California, get on a bus, go down to the bus station, tell them you want to go to brand new black town, get on the bus for free, don't even charge you. Get off the bus, report to City Hall. We got a job for you. We'll figure out something for you to do. But you know what? Y'all ain't listening to me, though. We suffer from three things at the same time. We are always in pandemic mode. There's a health pandemic always. Before COVID, asthma, high blood pressure, lupus, breast cancer, colon cancer, post-traumatic stress disorder, infant mortality rate, no prenatal care. We've always been in a health pandemic. I'm almost done. I didn't want to go more than 60 minutes. Number two, the second pandemic we deal with is the everyday stress of being Black and being of African diaspora here in America. The stress of being hated by everyone, even our own. The stress of living a dog-eat-dog life where I gotta compete against everybody else, even my own brother and sister, where they pit us one against the other like they did in boxing matches and fighting matches to the death in the days of slavery. I hope the white man don't kill me, and I hope I don't have to kill this Negro who live across the hall from me for playing this damn music too loud. Because I can't go to sleep at night because I got to be up at 4 and I got to be up at 3 a.m. in the morning. And that affects our health. And then the stress of trying to get police brutality and racism. All three of these things work together to keep us in the process where we are always facing a pandemic as a people. But because of our strength and our internal fortitude, we somehow survive. Now, matched with our internal fortitude, we have to develop an aptitude and an attitude that will allow us to economically withdraw, either leave or set up our own cities, states, and towns and villages where we're not dependent and we don't have to interact with people who don't want to interact with us. Now watch this. Not all white people don't want to interact with us. But the voices we hear the loudest are the ones who don't. So let's withdraw. And those who want to interact with us, you know where to find us. You're more than welcome because we are a loving and welcoming people. But those who don't, ain't no need for you to come around here. You told us to go someplace, we went someplace. Why are you following us? That's how you get what you want. If we're going to stay and participate, let's fully participate in the game of politics. And let's fight the way they fight. If we go and protest, let's protest and go. Don't protest to stay, and stay focused. And the aim and the goal of our protest is to get something that's beneficial to all of us. Not what a few people want, but the thing everybody needs. I don't need Robert E. Lee High School name change. I don't need John C. Calhoun's statue to come down. I don't need people to stop flying Confederate flags. That ain't what I need. I need to be able to go out my house, and if I decide to walk through the whitest part of a white town or city here in South Carolina at 1 a.m. in the morning, I shouldn't be worried about nothing other than maybe a dog chasing me that got off his chain or a snake crossing the road. I shouldn't be worried about nothing. And when we do that, we alleviate being in a constant state of facing a pandemic. We alleviate. It's eliminated. It's no longer a threat. So that's my Thoughtful Thursday. Those are my thoughts on this Thursday. Politics, protests, and pandemics. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next Thursday, same time, same place. I went over about 5 minutes, but forgive me. All right. Thank you for joining me this afternoon for our cooking show. And we hope to see you tomorrow morning for the 12-minute message. Um, and we hope that you have a great, great weekend. God bless everybody. Good night.